I just love New York City rooftops. There's something special about being right above the city, looking down, seeing the people passing by, the cars driving through, and seeing all the water towers as well. Today we are starting at the inside NoMad rooftop, and we're gonna take a look at all the water towers that were surrounded by the views here in NoMad, which means north of Madison, right by the neighborhoods of Chelsea and also Herald Square. We're basically in the middle of Manhattan, and today we're going to walk around these neighborhoods. So let me know where you're watching from, and let's look at the views from the rooftop. We have nearly 360 views here of this area of Manhattan. I can't wait to show it to you. I'm Ariel, you're watching Urbanist. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm still at the hotel. Yes, I am. Jessica, it's my last day. Spending a few more hours here at the hotel. My night was very awesome. I did have a great breakfast. I ate at Maman, which I tried to go yesterday, but it was closed due to the snowstorm. But today it was open. It had a beautiful quiche Lorraine. And look at these views. Oh, wow. Absolutely in love with these views. So here we see the neighborhood of NoMad, north of Madison. It used to be called Chelsea. Some people also called it the Flatiron District. So it goes by different names, but has carved into its own neighborhood, NoMad. So let's look downstairs. Jessica, you always love watching my videos. Luciano, I'm doing very well. Had a great breakfast, had a good night's sleep. Absolutely enjoyed the views here. Let's zoom in on these water towers. What's the weather today? Super cold. Oh yeah. Hello LC, you're watching today live. Oh, welcome, man. Hello Panagiotis. It is freezing. It's 33 degrees Fahrenheit, but it feels colder. So guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We are right underneath water towers of the hotel, which is so cool. So right above there, we see the water towers of the hotel, and that is amazing. Absolutely love that. Water towers, an icon of New York City. Water towers are synonymous with New York City as, say, you can say it's synonymous as with the subway or the New York City taxi cab. And this is the rooftop. This is not, hotel guests are unfortunately not allowed up here due to regulations. I am practicing safety here, watching my step. They were so gracious to let me up here. But this is how a rooftop looks like. And you can see there's all these different aspects to it. And Alexandra's waiting down there. I'll be right there in a second. There's all these aspects. Ventilation, air conditioning. This is a really unique opportunity to see a rooftop from in person here. Hey, will you be checking out the hotel? The hotel, you can see a full tour. 2 days ago, there's a full tour of the hotel. All right, look at that. Someone has a few plants. Can you explain why water towers are here? So water towers were built because buildings started growing quickly. And once they reach about 6 stories tall, if there's an emergency and there's no electrical pumping system, you can't really pump water above a certain height. And that's why you have these water towers. Is there a counterbalance to the building? So Dustin, this building is actually not that tall, I think, to have a counterbalance. We're only at 21 stories tall. It's not that tall, 22 stories, including the part of this rooftop. So really not that tall. It's buildings, I think, that start exceeding, say, 40, 50 stories start using the counterbalance, like down there, the Freedom Tower. Look at that. Bella says a lot of people never realize what it takes to have a hotel running. That is true. It takes a whole lot. And it takes a lot just to run a normal New York City building. Look at all the infrastructure up here. So right now we are at 27th Street and 7th Avenue. And we saw the street right beneath us before, which I'll walk back there in a second. Let me show you more of the rooftop. Greetings, Ruthie. A. Rodriguez is saying, I'm really bringing the world. Oh, I'm so glad. I am. Picard says they selected a new pope. Not quite, Picard. That white steam is just the heating system of New York. No new popes. I hope St. Francis is nice. I mean, no, not St. Francis. Pope Francis. I hope he's nice and calm and cozied up in the Vatican. No new pope. So someone was making a joke that there's white smoke. And whenever there's white smoke, it denotes a new pope in the Vatican. But this white smoke is not smoke, it's steam. And it heats many of New York City's rooftops. Look at that. Wow. How was my night last night? Oh, amazing, Linda. I sat, just ogled at the views. Was absolutely in love with how amazing everything is. And people live in these apartments, which seems so charming. As I woke up, I saw in one of these apartments, I saw a family, a few kids running around a Christmas tree. It seems so beautifully New York, so beautifully Queens. Sarah, yes, I'm in the rooftop of the Inside New York NoMad Hotel. Hello, Mohammed. Hello, the other Sarah. We had two Sarahs watching. Irene says amazing views. I agree, Irene. And some places have rooftop gardens, like this one. This steam is the same steam that goes out of the street? Yes, Elisa, yeah. There's steam running all beneath the streets that's pumped upwards into the buildings to be used for heating, air conditioning, dishwashers, if a restaurant is using industrial dishwashers, and a few other uses. I love being on rooftops. I mean, it's one thing being at the observation deck of the Empire State Building and look at it, it's right up there. But there's something special about being just a bit lower in one of the normal buildings in New York City. Todd, how did I capture the window photo this morning? Oh, trade secrets, Todd. Trade secrets. But if you really want to know, I bet someone in the comments can answer your question. So no, it was not a drone. It was a very long selfie stick and a 360 camera. And look at this huge air conditioning or vent. Pardon my lack of knowledge when it comes to this type of tech. I don't know the full details, but I think this might be the HVAC system. All right, one more time before we go downstairs. We have Hudson Yards down there. Am I going out today? Yeah, we're going downstairs during this live video. And are you guys ready to look at the street? Are you ready to look at the street? That's an industrial HVAC system. Thank you so much, Cliff, for clarifying. Maybe one day I gotta come in with an electrician or a supervisor or an engineer and maybe learn a little bit more about what goes on in the tech of the rooftop systems. Let me know if you guys are interested in that. I'm definitely interested in that. Let me know if you're interested. Are you guys ready? Whoa. Alexandra is waiting by the door because she doesn't have quite the footwear to come over here. Hey, thank you so much for the 1,000 yen. I appreciate it, Satu. Here's one of the elevators on one of the construction sites. Lots of new skyscrapers here. And Joanne hates heights. This might not be the best place to visit. How come do you do live so frequently, Mohammed? I prefer live video. Live video is my favorite thing to do. I like it even more than edited videos or vlogs. All right, let's continue. Lots of snow up here. Hey, andiamo, says Elisa. Andiamo, yeah, andiamo. Wow. All right. So Alexandra is braving the cold over there, holding the door open. I'm gonna show people one more time this side of Chelsea. Do you come up here often?
I don't.
You don't?
This is lovely.
Let me show this way over here. No, thank you. Luckily, there's just pure snow here, so. Are you going downstairs? Yes, I am, Mohammed. I am indeed. And my room is just like 3 stories down. That was the view below my room. 21 stories, ladies and gentlemen. The inside NoMad hotel. Right down there is Chelsea. We see the Jersey City skyline. And for a final view over here. Linda says, last night with Alexandra was the best. Can't wait to see more videos like that. Oh, I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Are the water towers wooden? They are. They are indeed. Which is good because wood is both not expensive and also it can withstand a lot of weather conditions. There's some type of science behind it. I bet there's someone here who's watching who's into woodworking. Maybe you can let us know. So wood, even though it's an old technology, has been very efficient. And there we can see a little bit of Times Square right down there. Just a little bit of Times Square. Alex says, wood is expandable. Thank you so much, Alex, for letting us know. So right there, ladies and gentlemen, this is the thumbnail. There we go. All right, let's go downstairs. So you guys ready to go down there? Goodbye, Rooftop. It was such a pleasure. I could be here all day. I'm just gonna move over here. How much is the rent? So this is Alexandra. She showed me around the hotel, director of sales. Thank you so much for holding the door.
My pleasure.
Alexandra did not have proper footwear
No.
for this expedition. And let me actually. All right.
We're going to go down a few
Cool. Thank you.
stairs.
A lot of people are saying that they enjoyed the video yesterday.
Yay,
Yeah.
good. Hopefully they can come enjoy the Wilson.
Yes.
We're going to go down one more flight.
Also, we're actually 2 flights, so 21, 22.
Yes, 21 is just a floor for offices.
Okay, cool. Ali, did I receive your stars? I think so, Ali. I just don't see them so clearly on my screen. All right. So this is how urban explorers must feel. the ones who take photos in rooftops.
After you, my dear.
Thank you.
Now we're on the guest floor, the top floor.
Oh, nice. Also, here's the wellness center.
Yes, you get views of New York City.
Can we show it?
Absolutely.
Oh, let's do it. Yeah, might as well. Well, let us know if you want to see the wellness center.
My key. Oh, wait, here we go. Here we go. My key was hiding.
Everyone give Alexandra a nice round of hearts.
Here's our fitness center. You get a gorgeous view
Wow.
while working out. See?
Oh, that's amazing.
And we have the window that opens to get some good airflow in here.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
This is brand new. We opened this in March.
You did, and it used to be downstairs, right? Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot better with this view.
Absolutely.
Let us know. Would you exercise with these views?
Yeah, it's fun.
You probably, I mean,
It's inspiring.
time would just go by if you're doing like a walking or elliptical.
Exactly. Then we have a private room over here for some cycling fun.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
fun.
we partnered with
Oh my
Bookstore,
God.
so come on in. You can choose to do cycling, you can do yoga, you
Yeah.
can do a cardio challenge, a HIIT workout. It's kind of cool. You can
Oh.
move the bikes.
Is it a live video or like a recorded video?
Recorded, yeah.
Recorded. Oh, that's so cool.
All
There we
new.
go. So everyone, you can have your own private class here, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can dance if you want.
That's awesome.
Bust out your moves.
Also love the wallpaper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very fun and indifferent.
Wow, this is amazing. Like working out with these views is just very unique. I bet there's not that many gyms that have
No.
this.
See the gorgeous downtown Manhattan.
So Elisa says this might be a good place to cycle and keep watching my videos.
Absolutely. We'll stream Ariel's videos on this screen.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I'll walk extra fast so
There you
people
go.
can keep up. It'll be hard though.
Keep your tempo.
I'll be like the Soul Cycles teachers. Let's go. You are a shining star filled with bright light.
Exactly. Oh my
All
God.
right.
You have to be a special kind of person to be a Peloton instructor or.
Right. You do. Hey, how's it going?
Are we going?
Now downstairs, yeah.
No problem.
All right, everyone. This is our last glimpse for the inside NoMad Hotel. For the meanwhile, I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to go downstairs and explore the city. Right there. This is the selfie spot. If you take a selfie, pro tip, use a 2-time lens. And Alexander, can you stand right by it?
Absolutely.
So you use a 2-time lens. It's a little bit hard to focus, but if you come here later at night or like towards early in the morning, you can get a very good selfie right over here. Right.
Instagram will be that.
The reason to use 2 times lens is because it shrinks the space.
Oh, good to know.
All right.
Go ahead, hon.
So there might be a little bit of bad service, but bear with us. I'll show the.
We'll look at the map.
Yeah, it's nice.
Oh, we might have guests.
I'm glad you guys. Basically the only pizzeria that's good in this area. Oh, we got. Yeah.
Okay. No, we're good. No problem. Sorry.
Yeah, you got. You have like a guy with white hair. He looks so like sleek. He looks like the most interesting man in the world. All right, Alexandra. Thank you so much.
Have fun, enjoy, exploring the city.
One more time, Inside Nomad. Where is it?
Yes, we are on 27th and 7th.
Awesome. And website?
InsideNewYork.com, or you can find us at Inside New York on Instagram.
Cool. I'm gonna explore
And
Nomad.
we'll see you.
Have a great day.
You too. Be safe.
Hey. Sorry you couldn't hear her. This is the front of the Inside Nomad. Now let's explore Nomad. I'm here at your disposal, so feel free to ask me any questions about the Nomad. If you want me to show you anything about this neighborhood, I'll do my best to show it to you for these next 30 or 40 minutes or so. If you couldn't hear Alexandra, there's a bad connection, but basically two-person limit in the elevator, and also inside New York Nomad Hotel. Search it up on Google, you'll find it. The website is linked down below. And the Wilson is where we ate yesterday, right over here. Right here, they opened up these windows, and that's why we had airflow. There was a nice, cool, freezing breeze while being surrounded by extremely hot heaters. Is the ground floor the first floor? Yes. Here in the US, we usually denote ground floor as 1. I know it might be different sometimes, even within the US, but it's different sometimes in other countries. Dustin, you're considering staying in the inside after seeing the inside of this hotel. I'm so glad. Where is it in Manhattan? 27th and 7th. You're about to see the neighborhood. So this is the Wilson. A lot of people were a little bit confused whether this was indoors. It's not indoors. Windows right there. It was literally right next to a cold breeze. W2M says, I just ate. You will not make me hungry today, says W2. All right, W2. You came prepared, W2. That's good. That's good. Hotel 32, yeah. If I pass by it, I'll point it out. Cynthia, this is already making you hungry. I haven't even featured food, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so I might have missed a few questions. Feel free to ask again. If I missed anything, when did it snow? It snowed 2 days ago. I did a live video right in the thick of the snow, right where everything was happening. Martha, you always end up hungry when watching this. What did I have for breakfast? Quiche, a goat cheese and vegetable quiche from Maman. A great breakfast coffee shop 2 blocks away on 25th Street and 6th Avenue. Hey 4K, hope you're doing well. I love the views that you showed of Toronto yesterday. It reminded me a lot of New York. Has a lot of Manhattan vibes. How are hotels pivoting in this new reality? That's for a much bigger question, but it's really up in the air. There's really no good answer for how hotels are going to get through this. Travel is bound to pick up again. Too many people in the world have gotten already a taste for travel. There are countries in the world now that have exceed 1 billion people, which each of them having more than 300 million middle class and higher class residents. I doubt people would stop traveling because of this pandemic. And if travel gets a little bit more expensive, I doubt that's going to last for long. People already got the taste for it, and there's going to be some type of huge innovation. In my perspective, I have a feeling that there's going to be massive innovation with travel to the point where you thought travel was easy last year. Well, think again. I think what's going to happen is going to make travel exceedingly easier in the next few years. Might not happen as quickly as we want it, but probably happen sooner than we think. Hey, Vivi, this is your uni. So this is the Fashion Institute of Technology, FIT. They also have a museum here, the Museum at FIT. We see there that in the distance. Dustin says, as someone who's only stayed in hotels in New York City, how does staying in a hotel compare to living in New York City? You know, living in New York City, you gotta have quite a nice budget to live in an area where it's pretty quiet as it is in the top floors of that hotel. And also you're dealing with older buildings, so it's a lot more tedious to live in New York City. And that experience you have in the hotel doesn't quite equate to at least a middle class version of living in New York or lower. You would quite need a big budget for rent to match whatever you experience in a hotel like the Inside NoMad. Cool thing is, in the Inside NoMad, what I really enjoyed about this 2-night stay, I did feel like I was getting a nice little glimpse of that high-end lifestyle here in New York. And I must admit, I like it. And I bet many of you too do as well, because it's a wonderful way to enjoy some living in the city. All right, let's zigzag around through NoMad. Feel free to ask me any questions. We're going to the other side of the hotel. This is the street I see from my hotel room. Joanne says, I would like that lifestyle too. Yeah, I think many people would. So if you want to experience it, come to a hotel. You only have to spend, during these times, 100, 200, 300 for a night. During normal times, maybe a little bit more. Nice nearest coffee shop. All right. I'll point out, there's a lot of them actually. A whole lot of coffee shops. My favorite is Patent Coffee. Is this area safe enough? Okay, great question. Yes, very safe. There's always people traffic. You're close to all the major subway lines. Right in front of FIT, where we just walked, there's the one train. The F train is right next door, the FNM. The RW is next door as well, and also we have the CE trains next door as well. So we have a bunch of trains. We're right in the middle of the city. There's always people traffic. There's always car traffic. There's usually a police, patrol. It always feels safe, and it's also very well lit. So I would say this is probably the safest area you would stay in New York. Anywhere below 96th Street in Manhattan, you're in very good hands. Oh, second-hand shop here. Look at this, 2nd Street. Or not second-hand shop, consignment store. The streets look so calm. Yeah, this particular area in NoMad is calm. NoMad is an interesting neighborhood because it's classically industrial. So a lot of these buildings that we're seeing were industrial in the past. And after industry started leaving the city by the 1980s, a lot of these were vacant for a decade or two. And then they started becoming in the 2000s offices for architects, creative tech, a lot of other things. I know Twitter, Facebook, Google have offices nearby. And because of that, it also has become a hub for hotels. inside NoMad is just one of the many hotels in this area, along with the Ace, the NoMad, and there's many others. Someone mentioned 32. Small buildings to be industrial. Oh, I mean, remember, industry was different in the 50s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s than it is, say, after the 80s when there was a huge development in technology. So a lot of factories did have to move out to the Midwest or to other areas of the US because they needed more space. That was the case. But back then, these were the top of the line industrial buildings, right in the middle of all the workers that they needed. Is it easy or not to make new friends in New York? Well, it depends. Male or female, it's easy. In American culture, it's fairly acceptable to make friends with the opposite sex. It's normal. I have many female friends. So, yes, I would say it's fairly normal, and New Yorkers tend to be very friendly. So you can make fast friends here in New York. Hey, Matthew says another great informative video. I'm so glad it could be informative. I really, have nothing in particular to talk about, so conversation is all guided by you guys. Hi, that tends to, that happens. People in New York City are strange. I'm not gonna read your comment back because it's quite dark, but it happens. Just so you know, New York City, it's a big city. There's a huge array of people. No Fluffy, you can't see the chat on the PS5. Oh, that's a shame that YouTube doesn't work with live video too well on the PS5. Is this your last day at the hotel? It is. Are you and your family having a big Christmas? Not big. Very quiet Christmas with my immediate family in New York. Thank you. Thanks. Could not come to see her from Scranton, says Bill Foley. What was your favorite bit of the hotel? 100% the views. The bed was super comfy. It was huge. It was a king size bed. And I loved a lot of other aspects of the hotel, but yeah, it was a really great hotel to stay at, especially for the views. Okay, let's move over here. What part of New York? This is NoMad, Midtown Manhattan. We're right by 34th Street, Herald Square, the Macy's. We're close to the Flatiron Building. We're close to basically everything. Everything and anything that you've ever wanted in life is here. Including outdoor dining in the freezing cold. Here's Grey Dog. So you can outdoor dine right underneath the heaters. It's 33 degrees, but there's wind, so it feels even less. Here's one food breakfast recommendation. This is Grey Dog. Bella, any inspiration of the views for my writing? Nothing direct yet. I have a feeling something will pop up. I felt very inspired just in the general sense, seeing the views of New York City. Snow is mostly gone, at least here in Manhattan, because there's a lot of foot traffic. And these guys, right there. Cynthia says, can I discuss Stoicism one day? Yeah! First Friday of every month, I do a special one-off philosophical chat. So you can ask me literally anything you would like about those topics. The next one will actually be New Year's Day, so stay tuned, weather permitting. Here is the barbecue spot that Alexandra recommended. Their outdoor seating space is being fixed, but it's still open. Hill Country Barbecue. So yesterday we chatted with Alexandra, who is the director of sales of Inside NoMad. Adam asked, why did I choose the Inside NoMad? They were already a fan of my work, and they invited me over. So we made this collaboration. That's why I chose them. Or they chose me, more specifically. So yesterday we chatted about best barbecue because Alexandra's from Texas. She's used to very good barbecue. And she says, this is the best in New York, right here, Hill Country Barbecue. It's on the corner of 26th Street and 6th Avenue. Martha says, your voice is nice. Have you thought about doing voice work, like reading for audiobooks? Yeah, I would love to do it. I gotta find the right book first. Hey, I started with Ariel at Hudson. Welcome. Send a hug to my friends Tiago, Gomez, Leonardo, and Vey. Vey, Leonardo, and Tiago, welcome. Here's the back of the Serbian church, still being repaired. It burned down a few years ago, tragically. Adam asks, what will New York City look like after Christmas? The decorations go down around the first week of January. Ice skating is still around, but the decorations go down. So, I mean, the same as it does every year, but the decorations will be down. The church with the connection to Tesla, yes, Elisa. So here's another clothing shop. Do I visit Desi stores here? Asks Muhammad. No, I rarely visit the Desi stores. I do like Indian food, but I think you might be referring to clothing. So I barely visit them, but there's a few around here specifically. This church has a connection to Nikola Tesla. They did some service right after he died, and also they commemorated him by building a bust of Nikola Tesla that was located in the front of the church, so the other side of the street. Unfortunately, the church burned down. They left the bust, but as they left the bust survived in the burning rubble. There was people trying to attempt to steal it, so they end up storing it, and it's no longer in display. Why are there so many works in New York City sidewalks? It's because people are building housing displays. Here's a garden shop. Oh, interesting. Hey, Melanie. Can I give a shout out to Adrian? Adrian, welcome from New York City. I hope you're doing well, Adrian. Thank you so much for tuning in. We got over 600 people watching. Wow. Getting quite a amount of followers. Am I going to get an Americano? Are you guys curious about coffee? Let me know. Are you curious about coffee? I can show you a few coffee places and maybe visit one of them. There's a lot of different places here. I could try a new one as well because I usually come here for coffee actually. And there's one new coffee shop that I haven't tried yet. So a lot of yeses and some person said no. I'm glad everyone puts their vote. So I'll show you a peek of the Flatiron so you know how close we are to the Flatiron. We only walked really only one block. And let's wait for people to come through. Excuse me. So here's another restaurant. This restaurant is nice in terms of the outdoor seating arrangement. La Pecora Bianca, which means the white sheep. Also a coffee place. 13 is sponsoring the coffee. Thank you so much for sponsoring the coffee. I appreciate it. Thank you. So La Pecora Bianca. Great outdoor seating arrangement. Okay, everyone. I will feature a coffee here. Stay tuned. Maybe I can feature Pecora Bianca. Huh. Maybe. Do a drink review. Most streamers are non-drinkers. Oh, you came to the right place. Well, yesterday I had cocktails and give the Wilson a very good review for their cocktails. So maybe we'll try a drink. Coffee is the number one beverage in the world. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Farah asks, what's my ethnicity? I think in New York City, I will answer that question, but I would like to preface it that in New York City, people do come from all around the world. There's not one singular version of New York, you know, that old school New York accent that you see in the old movies like Martin Scorsese movies. That's my pretty bad Flatbush in Brooklyn accent. That's not just the only New York. There's a lot of New Yorks. People here are New Yorkers, and they might not sound anything like me or like a Martin Scorsese character, like played by Robert De Niro. They might not sound anything like other New Yorkers, like Lady Gaga. New Yorkers here come with all different accents, all different matters of speaking, all different languages, all different upbringings. There's New Yorkers living in the high-rises of multi-million-dollar apartments like these ones. And there's New Yorkers living in tiny little crowded holes in the walls in the lower income neighborhoods. There's people all around in between. And I myself am what you call a New Yorican. My family's Puerto Rican. I was born in Puerto Rico and I was raised here. And that's a New Yorican, a Puerto Rican raised in New York. But just keep that in mind whenever you ask about ethnicity, because I know a lot of people are curious about it, but that also can be used as a weapon to make people feel like they're others, like they're aliens to their own city, like they don't belong, but they do belong. Because this city isn't a homogeneous culture, it's a mosaic of hundreds and thousands and millions of different life experiences. Hey, Strand, nice to see you here. Is tea better than coffee in general, says Adam. Tea has less caffeine than coffee. Lucy says, you want a accent? Listen to Long Island. Yeah. Ashley, I won't answer that question. Feel free to ask me anything about history, food, or culture. Are those skinny buildings an apartment per floor? I think they are. I've seen a few videos where a few of the apartments were. So you have views. If you're in that apartment, you have views of Midtown Manhattan, which we could see a little bit. And you have views of downtown Manhattan as well. All right, so let me do a little bit more of a walk and kind of wrap around, go back to NoMad. Hey Jules, you're in Liverpool, England, eating an ice cream. That's wonderful. Hey W2, you're still watching but can't chat right now. No worries, W2. .40 Club is right next door. Yeah, 44 Club is in this corner, right over here. This corner right here is a 40 Club. I think it's owned by Jay-Z. But if anyone can clarify, it's owned by some top celebrity. West Village here, you say, and never adopted an accent. For probably from your perspective, because we might think from where we're from, we don't have an accent. Because especially in the movies, we grow up with, that typical, just kind of neutral mid-Atlantic accent. And that's like the normal accent in cinema. And that's why we associate that with being the normal English accent. But it's way more complicated than that. The 4040 is officially owned by Jay-Z. Thank you so much for clarifying. Yeah, owned by Jay-Z. It's a nightclub, one of the ritzier ones in New York City. Probably very hard to get into. Juan Perez also owns it. Oh, interesting. Hey, Strand says, thank you for the video. Keep on. Oh, we'll do, Strand. Ariel, what did you think of the octopus last night? I loved it. And the flyer is still under wraps. It is. Waiting to be unwrapped on Christmas Day. Dean, you don't like these skinny skyscrapers. Oh, no, Dean. Cynthia says, I will forever be Puerto Rican and Polish. Oh, so cool. Great combination. Emma Lazarus' great poem about New York City. Yeah, the one that's read at the Statue of Liberty, right? Ariel, you should try Cacao Bliss, says Lisa, for your morning coffee. Oh, interesting. Where is Cacao Bliss? Let me know, Lisa. Am I Italian? No, Puerto Rican, New Yorican. Temperature here, brisk. Strand, once again, thank you so much for your super chat. Here is Eataly. I'll show you a sneak peek. Hopefully there's service in there. Wish me luck. So Eataly is a huge Italian supermarket. Hey, how's it going? So this is Eataly. Bad service if I go further into the store. But they have a lot of food. They have sandwiches. They have coffee right there, espresso. And they have a coffee bar here, Lavanza, and a gelato place. So right there. So as you can see, as I mentioned, we're very close to a lot of things here in New York City, here in inside the NoMad, New York NoMad Hotel. It looks so European. Yeah, it is. Uh-oh. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, as you're walking around, thank you for the other 1,000 yen. I appreciate you. Thank you. This might look hardened, but do beware. This is wet. It's a slush. And look at that right there. That's what happens, so you gotta watch out. Poor guy had sneakers. So he got soaked. Watch out when you're walking in New York City after a snowstorm. Store recommendation, just because I personally like, is Marimekko. Really beautiful patterns here, made from Helsinki, from Finland. Adam, have I been to the Morgan Library? Yep. There's a few videos, YouTube and Facebook. Inside look in the Morgan Library, I had it all to myself a few times. Hey, Ishrad from Amsterdam. Welcome, Ishrad. Nice to see you here. Hate when my socks get wet. Oh yeah, look at that. Let's enjoy people trying to maneuver. People seem to not care at all. Yep, some people don't care. That's the New Yorker spirit. Some people come well prepared with rain boots. What is the flat iron? Is it for apartments? I'm not entirely sure what's being converted for. I think it was supposed to become a hotel, but I'm not sure if those plans have been followed through. This person is bypassing the entire way through. Look at that. So if anyone can let us know what the flat iron is for right now. And the flat iron was used as a daily bugle. Indeed it was. Indeed it was, yeah. Indeed it was used as a daily bugle. I read it's being converted to apartments. Okay, so it is being converted to apartments. Oh, thank you for letting us know. It's hard to navigate through the slush. Yeah, indeed it is. Look near the water flat iron. There's a water tower. They are literally everywhere, Elisa. Indeed. Gotta go. Tea time here in Germany. Enjoy your walk, says Just Kate. Oh, yeah, my pleasure, Just Kate. Let me go down here. Eder says one day you'll be going to CBGB. It's now a John Varvatos store, but they were very good in making a sort of museum in honor of CBGB. Elisa is going to grab a coffee, and I'm taking you virtually with me. I'm glad. Luckily, I fit into a phone. Luckily, I fit into a phone, everyone. You know, I'm very small. Very small. I can fit into your phone. Um, so, are people nicer now because of the pandemic? Great question. In a way, yeah. Businesses are definitely. Restaurants in New York. New York is a nice city. You'll find good service, but sometimes restaurants could be a little bit not so nice, and that has definitely changed since then. They've seen more of the importance of every single individual customer. So I've noticed that, and then just in general, New Yorkers have been more helpful to each other. I've seen the kindness of New Yorkers through this pandemic. All right, so I'll show you another recommendation here. I pointed this out yesterday. You amazingly walk in circles, making it like a straight line. I love circles. Yeah, I'm walking around circles. Ariel, I'm not sure if I like it more with more people or more quiet. Yeah, just enjoy it as it is. I would say enjoy when people are here and enjoy it right now that's quiet. Because if you try to walk around and say to yourself, oh, it's so effing quiet, so boring, no one's walking around, it's deserted. You're just gonna set up a tough time for yourself. You're gonna be in a bad mood. You're gonna be feeling bored. Try to embrace the very moment. It's quiet, cool, awesome, enjoy it. Because another day might not be quiet. Maybe next year will be very opposite. Then enjoy the craziness when that happens. So here's Maman. Another great place. Not so good for outdoor seating because they don't have the heaters on and not the quite best heater. So people are still eating outdoors regardless, which is impressive. And it's on the other side of the church. Okay guys, so there's a lot more to NoMad. But do you guys want to catch a food break at La Pecora Bianca? Let me know. A brunch break. We could do that. Or we could continue walking. As I mentioned, I made no plan. I just wanted to show you NoMad. And I've shown you a bit of NoMad already. There's a few more spots in NoMad, like Stumptown Coffee, which I've shown many times. Patton Coffee is really cool. There's Variety Coffee nearby as well. And with Brunch, there's the Smith. And here there's Pecora Bianca as well. So let me know, do you want food or do you want to continue walking? You want a food break right now? Or you want to continue walking? Let me know. Put your votes right now. Cynthia says anything with coffee, please. All right, Cynthia. A lot of people are, wow, the overwhelming majority have voted for food. Steve voted for a walk, okay. Steve, you might need, Tomas voting for walking. Sean, food. No Fluffy votes for food. Food and coffee. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do some food. And you know what? We're gonna take about 30-minute food break. I'll talk about brunch. And then we will walk a little bit more into NoMad. I'll show you the other side of NoMad towards 34th Street, Herald Square. So let me know. We're gonna do that. So stay tuned. If you wanna skip the food court, just wait 30 minutes until we start walking again. afterwards. Oh, it's getting full now. Oh. Hey, for one.
For lunch or
Yeah.
what?
Thank you.
Right this way.
Awesome. Thank you. Can I have it at the end? Yeah, thank you. Sorry, for sure. Thank you so much.
Alright, no food allergies, okay? Okay, so we'll start with the ricotta, rigatoni, and the spaghetti sub, the rigatoni pasta, side of Brussels sprouts, burger medium rare, and then our two ones. Let's get this started.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. I'm headed back inside. Do you want to do still or sparkling water to start?
I'll have still water, please.
Still water? Sure.
All right. Very nice setup. I'm gonna switch perspectives afterwards, but I'm gonna sit here until I order this side. But it's nice and warm and cozy. Oh, it feels good. So I'm wearing 2 mittens. All right, over here, 2 mittens. All right. So I'll show you the menu. But let me see it. All right. Here it is. We must really trust people to sit outside and pay before leaving. Yeah. I've been wondering about that too, but it works. Still water, because okay, everyone, it's not like Italy. In Italy, and a few other parts in Europe, maybe Hungary as well. Sparkling water either is free or very inexpensive. Italy, I usually encounter was like €1, €150 maximum. But here, if you order sparkling water, it's like $7. It's a crazy amount of money. So not quite brunch as I expected, but that's okay. Not quite brunch. It's a bit more Italian, but that's okay. These are the prices you're really going to usually find in New York City, to be honest. So let me know what you guys like. I love sparkling water too, yeah. I do. The scallops. Oh, that sounds so good. All pastas are made in-house. Ooh, interesting. New York strip steak. Okay, I'll put it to the vote. Do you guys want to see a New York strip steak, or do you want to see scallops? Are scallops in season? Let me know. Actually, I gotta know if scallops in season. I think that's a little bit more important. So, strip steak or scallops? Let me know in the comments. Pasta with pasta? Not. I'm not in the mood for pasta right at this very moment in time. It's a burrata. So, the word there was burrata. Alex says both. can't quite do both. Can only do one. Stephanie says scallops are better for you, Ariel. In a way, yeah, yeah. I wonder what the strip steak comes with potatoes, which is good. Hey, how's it going?
Of course, good. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, take your time.
Do you want another minute?
No, no. What does the scallops come with? What's the side with the scallops?
It's just those that squash. And
Okay.
It has like a.
Oh, it
what
comes
is-
with squash.
Yes, isn't that what it says?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Summer squash.
Summer
Kind of,
squash.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Summer squash. And then the strip steak is with side of potatoes.
Broccolini, yeah, and the potatoes.
Potatoes. Oh, awesome. I'll have the strip steak, please.
The steak,
Medium rare. And that's it for now.
Do you want to do anything to drink?
No, nothing for now for drink.
Okay. Any food allergies?
Actually, do you have cocktails? Do you have morning cocktails?
Yeah, I have hot ones too. I got a hot toddy and a mulled cider.
Interesting. I'll try the malt cider, please.
Sure. What are you filming?
I film food around the city.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I explore like different food places and show like the brunching and everything.
Just you eating it? And
I
like
feel-
you reviewing it?
Reviewing it, eating it, and then also talking about some of the history of the food
Oh,
as
okay,
well.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the steak medium rare and the cider and no food allergies, right?
Yeah, no food. Okay. So how's the heater? It's pretty good. So good I can take off one layer, which is nice. All right, I'll show you the heater. Whew, okay. It's cold, but yeah, hot at the same time. And so my thinking behind getting the steak was, hey, wow, Bella. Bella says lunch on me. Oh, I'm so glad, Bella. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate the lunch. Thank you so much for the $40 super chat. Everyone give Bella a huge round of hearts. Bella is sponsoring this meal along with a few other people who already gave for coffee as well. So thank you so much, Bella. Yeah, my reason behind the steak is because they have a side of, with the scallops, they have a side of summer squash. And I love squash, but my least favorite squash is summer squash because it's so watery. And I'm not even sure if it's even in season, which is quite odd. I was expecting more like butternut squash. 100% would have gotten it if it was like butternut squash, or there's a bunch of other types of squash. So if you're not familiar with squash, it's a unique vegetable to this area of the U.S. So summer squash is like watery. It's like it tastes like a very kind of like super mushy mashed potatoes when you serve it. It's not my favorite. Let me know what you think. So I decided to go for the steaks because at least it has some kind of hearty potatoes. I'm eating virtually. Awesome. I'm glad you are. And Ruben, it's good to spread some love, especially with the year you've had. Yeah, indeed. And hello, Bernardo. Great afternoon. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Hey, Irene, thank you so much for the stars. Irene, a few other people have been leaving stars. Ali as well, thank you so much for the stars. Do you wish you have a fireplace? All right, I'll show you what I have right now. It's this heater right here. Look at that. And it's very hot. I can feel the heat from here. Like my hand is feeling hot from this perspective. And each table has their own individual heater. And someone is staring at me right across the street while eating a sandwich, which is very funny. It happens in New York sometimes. So infrared heater is also good. Yeah, yeah. It's not quite those like huge heaters that are with propane gas. I'm not sure what the setup is, but when you have those heaters that are like individual with the propane gas, they can kind of get a little bit too harsh heat. This one seems a little bit more balanced. I like the panels and the partition. Yeah, it's nice that there's partitions, it's outdoors. We can hear the train right in front of us because there's the subway grades. Lolly says they probably see you talking to yourself. Indeed, indeed. So right there's the Rizzoli bookstore, and that's the man staring at me right now. Indeed, Lolly. Hello, Nomades. How you doing? I'm doing well. Pueden preguntarme cualquier cosa en español. Ahora estamos comiendo un almuerzo aquí en Nueva York. We're eating lunch in New York, and we're about to enjoy it. The outside structure is essentially an indoor space. I get this question a lot. I would recommend for anyone watching, I'm not a medical expert by no means. I'm not an epidemiologist, and I'm not a scientist. But I did go to school and learn a lot of sciences. Yeah, thank you so much. Amazing. Look at that. Smold spice cider. So Lucy, thank you so much for the 100 Hong Kong dollars. I appreciate you, Lucy. Okay. So, that said, I'm not a scientist, I'm not an epidemiologist, but when it comes to these outdoor spaces, a lot of people are under the impression that there's no difference. One of the qualms I've had with New York City or many other cities, especially American cities, is that indoor spaces tend to be constantly air conditioned, and there's always air. The same air is being recycled within the space. There's no air coming from outside. HVAC systems, I'm not sure the full details, but I think a lot of them were designed in a way where air is not recycled often enough. So there's no air flow. Also, air tends to be very static. So you're sitting indoors, and that's why generally if you have a very smelly dish like the spice cider, the smell would linger around. If you notice that when you're ever in a restaurant, the smell would linger in the space of the restaurant for much longer than being out here. I smell this, but it's already starting to dissipate. So think about that whenever you are dining outdoors versus indoors. That's the difference in air flow. Of course, do your own research beyond that. What does that mean? Well, for me personally, even if it's the flu or the cold or any other type of sitting next to someone who's smelly, eating maybe in a smelly restaurant, all these different types of things, I rather be in a place where there's airflow. And here there is airflow because literally there's open air right next to us and there's a slight breeze. So that is airflow. And keep that in mind when you're eating outdoors. That's why there's these outdoor spaces. But do your own research. And of course, everyone's different. Everyone has their own preferences. And everyone has their own measures for their own safety. So you do you. But for me, that's my thinking behind liking eating outdoors and liking this new technology of very strong heaters. Let's try this spice cider. It's very hot, so, and it's good that they put it extra hot. It's good. It's strong. It's very strong. So this is becoming a new thing. This is a very kind of Italian place, not Italian-American, but kind of Italian-Italian. And usually Italian places tend to have cocktails that are more in line with your Aperol Spritz, kind of those classic cocktails. And also you have your digestifs, which are kind of the Amaros, which are kind of those bitter drinks that you drink in the shop. You have that in those Italian restaurants, but it's very rare that you will find hot cocktails in Italian restaurants in New York or in Italy. But of course, a lot of restaurants are adjusting to the times, so they have incorporated hot cocktails. They are typically very American, which is mulled spiked cider. This. I think this is with bourbon, if I read correctly. I think it's bourbon. And then there are spiked ciders with rum. And of course you can get a hot toddy, which is a different hot cocktail. There's a lot of different cocktails like that. And Cynthia says you're good at history and also you'll make a great food critic. You know, when people ask me what I'm doing, the easiest thing sometimes to say is I just try the food and talk about it. But no, I'm not a food critic. I don't consider myself a food critic. I sit down, maybe I'll review the food, but by no means am I looking at it too critically. There's professionals who do that. Your streams are the equivalent of smoking one of Stephanie's special cigarettes. Oh, what are you referring to? No Fluffy says quality over quantity. I'm glad No Fluffy. I hope this is quality. That's my hope. Panajotis left a $5 super chat. Says, you keep me entertained and relaxed through tough times. Keep up the amazing work, and your book was amazing. Panajotis, I'm so happy you enjoyed my book, Retrowave. You can find Retrowave at Amazon on paperback and on Kindle. It's available internationally. Wherever Amazon exists, you will find my book. Yes, I wrote a novella. It's a very, very short novel. That's hence the name novella. And it's a sci-fi story, takes place in New York. It's Back to the Future meets the Matrix. All right, now it's getting cold. Nasimia, how am I doing? I'm doing well, Nasimia. Where are you? I am.
We're looking for a small one.
You look like a writer, says Claire. I'll show everyone exactly where I am afterwards. You'll see it. Did I order the steak? I did. I did order the steak, yeah. What am I drinking? Spiked cider. Do you have a page or a website? All the information is in the description below. I love coffee. I'm gonna try their coffee after this. Probably their espresso. And looks like mulled wine. Yeah, spiked cider. This is basically mulled wine, except rather than wine, it's apple juice or apple cider, and I think bourbon, or whiskey that they're using. Nasimia, you love Retrowave. Oh, I'm so glad you do. Oh, I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for reading it. If you enjoyed my book, feel free to review it on Amazon. More reviews, the better. Claire says I look like a writer. I've heard that before. People say either I look like a writer or I look like a film director. And that's, where am I from? Jackson Heights, Queens. Thank you for the info. We'll read your book. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you guys are curious about the book. Panajotis did leave a 5-star review. Thank you so much, Panajotis. All right, everyone in the comments. I rather not be compared with any other streamers. This is not a place to do comparisons. This is not a place to say who's better or who's not. But of course, I'm always happy to be someone's favorite. And if you do say something about someone else who makes great work on YouTube or my colleagues, do say something nice. Do say something nice. This is not the place for criticism. Either you do it on your own or write about it or make a video essay. That's up to you, but here, not in the chat. Robert, is it called Retrowave? It is. I don't know how you had a book. You can put a link of what the title of your book is, and I'll look for Amazon. Lisa, I will. I'll start putting the link of my book in the description. but Retrowave by Ariel Vieira. All right, I gotta put on my jacket. It's starting to get cold. Well, I do a travel book. Ooh, amazing. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Oh, this looks so good. I gotta admit, this look very good. I'm just gonna say it looks good and not show it to you guys. Sometimes I won't name any names, but sometimes I've seen some food bloggers that talk about the food and they never show it. I find that funny. Or they go to visit a museum and they never show the museum, they just show their face. Right there, look at the steak. Ooh, big New York strip steak. A cut of steak named after the city of ours. And we have roasted potatoes and we have some broccoli as well. It smells really good. And some nice rock salt on top of it. Need some A1 sauce. This already has a sauce on it. Or there's a sauce on the, not on it, but there's a sauce on the bottom. So I would recommend trying the steak first without sauce, just to see how it is. Let's try it out. That's a big one, yeah. No chips, no. You have to take this into account. If you want like very good deals, either go to one of the bigger chains, like Dallas Barbecue. You might sacrifice just a bit of quality, but it'll be either cheaper or around the same price, but for a much larger portion. Or you can go to other neighborhoods like the East Village or Brooklyn to eat food that might be a little bit less expensive, or bigger options, bigger portions. So take that into account because we're eating in a very centralized location. So the price matches what is common in New York City standards. Not common in European standards. Europe food is very inexpensive. All right, so there's like a fatty part. So let me bite into the meaty part. Oh, so good. Oh my God. So, some good old steak. Pardon all the vegans out there. Some steak. Lo and behold, there are vegetarian options here. I'm not sure if it's vegan options, but there are countless vegan options anywhere you go in New York City. So wherever you go, you'll find a vegan option. Let's try this out. Very, very juicy. Very juicy, very well cooked steak. Most places will never freeze their steaks, and I think this place included. I can taste it. Well cooked. Well, I asked for medium rare, so they cooked it with medium rare. It's nice and charred on the outside. It's very juicy. I've been into it. It's like, I just felt my mouth flooded with steak juices. I see asparagus too. Yes, this is asparagus. I think it is. Yeah, this should be asparagus. Uh-oh. There we go. You can't go wrong with a good asparagus. truly can. And I love the sauce that they make. It's this type of brown sauce. And of course, some nice, good potatoes. Steak and potatoes. You can't ask for anything more American. This is really good. Really good. Give it great reviews. Man, I wish I could eat inside. No indoor dining for the 716. Yeah, no indoor dining here in New York City. So the sauce has a little bit of spicy kick to it, which is nice. So as someone mentioned before, they like their steaks with like A1 sauce. The sauce that they put underneath suffices in my perspective. Lily says, so glad you're sponsoring our local restaurant. Is it your local restaurant? Do you eat here, Lily? That's so cool. Yeah. There's a great photo from one of my favorite photographers based in New York. His name is Jerm Cohen. And during the snowstorm, he took photos of people eating outdoors during the snowstorm. It's very funny. And one of the photos is people eating at La Picora Bianca. I think their location further downtown. And you see the waiter freezing, and the people all bundled up. Snow is falling, the heater is on high, and they're eating outdoors. It's a very hilarious sight.
Enjoy, okay?
Oh, thank you so much.
Enjoy, okay? Do you need any extra Parmesan?
Sarah says, I'm not sure if this will make sense, but your face fits your voice extremely well. Calming and beautiful. Oh, I'm so glad. What's your favorite neighborhood for urban design? I think for great urban design, you can look at it historically. And from my perspective, great historic urban design is I love historically West Village is a great place for urban design. Jane Jacobs, the writer of The Life and Death of Great American Cities, used West Village and Greenwich Village as a case study of how a city really works. It's walkable, there's people on the street, there's this community life to it. There's this beautiful wonder to the West Village as you walk around, still to this day. So it goes to show that you don't really need high-end technology to make a great neighborhood. However, if you want to learn about maybe a newer neighborhood that has great urban design, I think Williamsburg is getting there. Long Island, Williamsburg, I think. Williamsburg, because there's this kind of combination of high-rises and yet this type of housing and condominiums that are very kind of low to the street. So there's a lot of people life. There's a lot of street life. I know this would sound stupid, says Panajot. No worries. Can you do a video explaining the different neighborhoods in New York City? Where are they in the map and the short history of them? Oh, interesting. That's an interesting idea for a video. There's birds. I think they're literally right above us. I mean, they might be camping right above, waiting to take part in. What do you think are they looking for? Oh, literally one was right in front of me. He just flew away. What do you think they want? Do you think they want the steak, they want the potatoes, or do you think they want the spiced cider? Elisa says, the steak must be eaten warm, if not hurry. Yeah. But you know what? You gotta live with the times. No need to rush, particularly any type of food. I'm really impressed by these guys. Really, really impressed. Highly recommend them. Yeah. I will show you exactly where I'm at afterwards. But really recommend them. It's really wow. Alfie says, you're eating a steak and I'm eating a steak and you're eating a leftover Chick-fil-A. Awesome, awesome. glad that at least you have some food. That's awesome. And Chick-fil-A, yeah, I tried Chick-fil-A a few days. I was pleasantly surprised. Pleasantly surprised by their good fast food quality. So here's the view right outside. Let's take a nice little break. I'll show you the views of people passing by as I bite a few, keep biting into this amazing steak. This is heavenly, heavenly, ladies and gentlemen, and people of all genders, heavenly. I hope this stays outdoor dining. I just love the ability to be cozy outdoors. This is really wonderful. I got about like 3 more bites of this steak, and then we'll try for our final stop, the coffee. So feel free to ask me any questions. Feel free to ask me any questions about food or the neighborhood of NoMad. Thank you so much for taking the snowy day walks. My pleasure, Lori. My pleasure. Thank you so much for watching them. I'm so happy you enjoyed them. The green color is very calming. Yeah, so someone asked me where I got my jacket. This is Zara. Zara. Again, I won't get into the politics of these companies I may mention. Just FYI, I don't really pay attention to news too much. So sometimes I may encounter a company and there might be something that's up with them. It's not my intention to endorse their beliefs. If I'm visiting a place, I'm just visiting the place. And yeah, pardon if I ever mention a company that might have a troubled past for whatever, troubled management. Luciano says, so peaceful. Oh, I'm so glad. Okay. Adam has a great question. What are the other great steakhouses in the city that are affordable? The steak will cost you at least generally $16, $17. If you want steak, I would recommend going to a brunch place, and you can have a nice hanger steak. So it's a bit of a thinner cut, more meant for earlier in the day. For the French, they usually eat it for lunch. So go to Juliet in Williamsburg for a good hanger steak. There's a few other great brunch places, especially in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, to have a good hanger steak. And that'll probably be the cheapest option you can get for steaks. If you want a good steak that is on the a little bit less expensive or a bit bigger serving size, go to Dallas Barbecue. I really do appreciate Dallas Barbecue because they're a family-owned business and they're a gigantic restaurant. They're closed right now, at least the Times Square location, because no indoor dining. But if you want a seat and very quickly, you just go to Dallas Barbecue. You'll get a seat very quickly in the middle of Times Square because it's gigantic. Those are kind of the cheaper end. But you know, if you're tight on budget, you can get creative and find a good steak, as I just mentioned, those two places. But I would recommend there's a lot of other great dishes where the price isn't so high and you won't risk sacrificing quality. Hey, how's it going?
Doing good?
Yeah, doing well. Thank you. So try other dishes. Maybe go to a pasta bar. Try a great chicken dish. There's a lot of different options in New York City for all price ranges. You know, New York City can get expensive with food, but if you are savvy enough, you will find ways to really go on the cheap. The great thing about a city like New York, London is also very similar, is that you have the big range. You have things that are very inexpensive, like super inexpensive. Go to Chinatown, you can eat like a lot, like a king, for $10 or less. Like I did with my friend Action Kid and when we went to Flushing. You could do that. Eat like a king for very inexpensive. And pretty good food as well. Or you can go into the other high end. You can go to super high end, go to a place like 11 Madison Park, which is right next door. One of the top quality restaurants, but you'll easily spend at least $200, $300 per person or more. Easily. You could go to a few 5-star restaurants where a chef's table, which is like a 6-7 course meal, would cost you maybe $200, $300. Worth it because it's the experience. That's the super high end. So you can have the super low end, you can have the super high end, and you have everything in between. Cool thing is you can avoid fast food entirely. Because fast food, there are places that cost the same as fast food, but have great quality food, freshly made, and really good. But that's New York and London. Other cities, say Paris, it's a bit harder to find stuff on the lower end. So you usually have medium end and higher end. Italy, you usually have everything in the medium end. There's not that much like lower end stuff. Kind of, depends. So yeah, every city is different. Hey, Antonio, you're watching from Perugia, Italy. All right, last bite for the steak. And I love my greens, so I'm gonna enjoy this asparagus. Okay, Rocky, I will. Someone just said, is this broccoli? Sorry, my mistake. It's broccolini? Broccolini. All right, thank you. They all look the same to me. No offense. Wow. As the Italians say, buono, buono. That was great. Let me show you the empty plate. So I left the fatty parts. They had a few fatty parts in here. If you buy a higher cut of steak, you won't have any fatty parts at all. If you go to a higher end restaurant, say like Peter Luger or Keen's, they definitely won't add these parts either. They usually cut them off. But that's the plates, and just a little bit more left. All right. Yeah, you can take this. Yeah, I'm already done. Yeah, thank you. No dessert. No dessert for me. I'm very full. So that was very filling. I'm gonna have a coffee to try their espresso, and then we're gonna do 30 more minute walk to see the rest of NoMad. I do like the fat as well as, who was that? So Stephanie. Yeah, I like the fat as well. I do eat the fatty part, admittedly. I just don't want to eat it on camera. It's very, very tough to chew. So you'll see me just going like that for like 2 minutes. I'd be sleepy after the steak. Yeah, I think that's why double espresso is well needed at this point. Remember, drink up water.
All right, how we doing? We're ready for some desserts, frappuccino latte, or we all set for a check? Double espresso? Sure. Two, coming up.
Oh, double espresso, please.
Okay,
Thank
sounds
you.
good. No dessert for you?
No dessert, thanks. Adam asks, what's the juiciest part of the steak? It's not always the specific cut. So there are certain steaks in the world that, due to how they take care of the cows, how they feed the cows, even massage the cows, the steak will be almost buttery in flavor. No butter's added, no oil's added, but it tastes buttery. And that I would have to get back to you once I cover Japan. So let me know if you guys are excited to see an Urbanist expedition at some point to go to Japan and try like a $200 steak where they massage the cows. There you'll have a super juicy steak. I've tried Kobe beef once and it was super, super juicy. So Kobe beef is one of those types of cows that are massaged in the mountains of Japan. So in the US or just in general, the cut that costs usually the more is the filet mignon. And the filet mignon is very soft and very kind of easy to bite into and very, very juicy as well, the filet mignon. But there's one other cut that's I think a little bit more juicy. If anyone can remind me what it is. There's one more cut that's a little bit more juicy. Manolito says as Argentinian, Kobe beef is overrated. Right, so I can't wait. Let me know if you guys also want me to go to Argentina, to Buenos Aires, and have a nice parrillada and try a huge, massive steak with gigantic potatoes. Ribeye, I don't think it's a ribeye. Ribeye is usually a little bit less expensive. I think ribeye is between the strip and the filet. Is it ribeye, everyone? Chris says it's also bone-in ribeye. Okay. Claro, una parrillada. Sí, a comer una parrillada, yo creo que vale la pena. Stephanie says a T-bone as well. Okay, so people are saying it's a ribeye. Okay, ribeye. So ribeye is the juiciest. Filet mignon is, I thought ribeye was a cheaper cut as well, says Wendy. Yeah, Wendy, I agree. Filet mignon is too baby foodish. Interesting. Yeah, I heard that. I heard filet mignon, for people who are food experts, say that's overrated. Zohaib, I'll be showing the restaurant in a bit after I get an espresso and pay the check. Great spice cider. Has a lot of cinnamon. Whoa. All right. Don't forget red wine. Red wine with steak or on the steak? I know some people make a red wine sauce. Prime rib is very good depending on how it's cooked. Yeah, right. Coffee time. Smells good.
No, this is literally the craziest thing to me. I mean, no offense to you guys, but I'm like, this is just crazy that, I don't know. Just for you, do you need a sweetener?
No, that's all. Thank you.
Can I get this out of your way?
Yeah, you can get it.
How was everything today?
Oh man, amazing steak.
Good?
Yeah, great steak.
Perfect. Yeah, this is a crazy world we're living in, but
All right,
I'm so
so
happy they did this.
here's the espresso. That's good.
So, I mean, it does help me in my pocket.
Wow, look at that crema. Oh, that's amazing. So great crema, smells really good.
Heating companies that surge their prices to do these things. Because everybody in New York has been looking for it. And we have heaters on the other side of it too. I mean, not on this one, but the other side of it. Really? Yeah, because we had tables on the other side. But I mean, there's so much snow over there, we can't do it now. But normally before we were doing it.
So the guy was saying that the heating companies are starting to charge quite a lot. And it's because they're making a killing off of all the different outdoor dining establishments that were doing it. So hard to hear yet, but they were talking about the heating system, how it's like super expensive nowadays. They were wondering if they should expand or not due to the price. Okay, there we go. So try this out. Let's try it out. And Kay says juicy gossip. You know what? A lot of big stories about politics or tech or big stories have been broken by people overhearing it in a lunch. There's specific areas in New York City, specific restaurants, where you'll hear more insiders talking, and you can hear some breaking news. I used to work at media. I used to work at Gawker Media, and they were really well known for that. Let's try this out. Can't believe no dessert. I'm too full for dessert, but I hope you enjoyed looking at the steak. Let's try this out. Laureen sent a PayPal. Thank you so much, Laureen. I appreciate you. Laureen, Panagiotis, Bella, Kay, Ron as well. Ron, please comment one day. I know you support the show so generously. I hope you end up commenting. Thank you everyone for commenting. Everyone give a round of hearts to these supporters, these patrons on Facebook and also on Patreon and via PayPal. They've been so generous and have made it possible for you to bring you spontaneous experiences like these. So the coffee is very, very flavorful and very bright. I mean, not bright. It's not bright. It's very, has a kind of a nutty flavor to it. So this is close to Italian style. Not quite. This is like a strong American style espresso. It's very good. It tastes good on its own. So I think they might not be using beans that are more aligned with like kind of the American style, which is, or with the Italian style, which is like dark roasted with Robusta. I think they were using more kind of American style beans, light roast or medium roast. So it's very nutty. It's very kind of hearty, very flavorful. Great crema. Has a natural sweetness to it as well. So a natural sweetness is very nice. This is a very good cup of espresso. If you want to try something, Lisa, send the super chat. Thank you so much, Lisa, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Sorry, I haven't seen all the super chat. Satu, again, with another 1,000 yen. Oh, Satu, you're so generous. Thank you so much, Satu, with the 1,000 yen. How much is 1,000 yen? I think it's like $10 or a little bit less, maybe something around that line. Thank you so much. You're so generous. You should do food places in the Bronx. It's a bit tough with no indoor dining. Outdoor dining in certain areas of the city would be a bit trickier, I think, especially in the cold. About $9, about $10. Thank you so much. You already sent about like 3 or 4 of them. Thank you so much, Satu. You're so generous. Thank you. Great espresso. Highly recommend it. Here in New York City, for people who don't know, it's common to do a double shot. Usually in Italy, when you order an espresso, they would say they would usually just serve you a single shot. Here in America, if you say I would like an espresso, they would mostly just serve you a double shot, or if it's more of like an Italian place like this place, they just might ask you, do you want a single or a double? What coffee is low acidity? Cynthia, great question. If you want the lowest acidity coffee, if you have issues with heartburn or inflammation, stomach inflammation, and everyone is at different points. I myself sometimes get a little bit of heartburn. I have something a little bit too cinnamony, something a little bit too much black pepper. Regardless of your situation, if you are a bit sensitive at the moment, try a cold brew. Cold brew coffee. Cold brew specifically, not iced coffee. Iced coffee can actually be very acidic. Cold brew coffee. Here in New York City, basically every single coffee shop has cold brew. Restaurants, if it's an American style restaurant, they have cold brew. If it's Italian style, most likely not. So try a cold brew coffee. Beware if you go to older restaurants that were open in the 90s, 80s, 70s, the owners are older, they might write cold brew. Ask them if it's actually cold brew, because they might just actually be doing iced coffee, which is hot coffee poured over ice. Watch out for that, because that's very acidic. But cold brew, very low in acidity, goes down very smoothly. All right, I got to ask for the check. Delicious. Also, okay, so what's the difference between cold brew and iced? Great question. You'll also find cold brew in Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks. I think McDonald's also has cold brew, but I would encourage you, if you're in New York, go to the local chains or the mom and pop coffee shops, which I point out all the time here. There's Stumptown nearby, for example. So cold brew is coffee strictly brewed, steeped cold or room temperature. At no point in the brewing process is there hot water introduced or any type of heat introduced. That is a cold brew. But in order to make a cold brew, you have to leave it steeped overnight. And that is why it's low in acidity. Iced coffee is either made 2 ways. If it's a good iced coffee, it's done Japanese style. It's called Japanese iced coffee. And it's basically hot coffee brewed right above ice, right directly to ice, and then they serve it with more ice cubes. That's great iced coffee. Not many places do it that way, unless if you go more to Japanese or Korean places. Some American places might do that as well. But restaurants, it's very rare. Bad iced coffee, the one that'll give you heartburn, is the one that they have a hot boiling cup of coffee, where they brew it either in those classic brewers, which are the worst, or the bigger, more industrial ones, and then they pour it over ice when they serve you the iced coffee. That is... even thinking about it is making me feel a little bit of virtual heartburn. So yeah, that's the main difference. It's a harsh coffee, yeah. Some people like it. I don't mean anything by it. Of course, everyone has a different taste for it, but it's generally seen as not the best type of coffee. Do you guys want to try walking into Rizzoli before we walk around and see the rest of NoMad? Rizzoli. let me know. It's a bookstore, one of the most beautiful bookstores. Ooh, I'm feeling energized. Wow. Okay, everyone. Now I really need to walk. I'm waiting for the waiter to come close so I can get the check. Feel free to ask me any. Let's do a lightning round of any random question about New York. Ask me quirky questions about New York. Funny questions about New York. Go. We'll do it for a final 2 or 3 minutes as we wait for the server to come back. Ask what beans do they make. Okay, awesome. Run, no, it's not that type of show, Lolly. There's also flash brew coffee. Yeah, Georgie, there's also a flash brew. I've heard of that. Do let me know, what is it specifically? Favorite music scene in New York? My favorite music scene in New York is Bushwick. It's so intimate, you can go to tiny venues. Hey, excuse me?
Yes.
A check, please.
Yes, I got both of them.
Oh, awesome, thank you.
There you are.
I'm ready to pay right now. Yeah. And where do you guys get your beans from? Coffee beans, very good coffee.
Coffee beans, they are from Toby's Roasters.
Toby's, oh, interesting.
Coffees, yeah.
Oh, cool. I'll show you the price once I get my customer receipt. So the total was a $53.30 something, $53. Thank you who sponsored this meal, Lorraine, Panagiotis, and also Kay. Thank you so much, and Bella as well. So, if you're in New York City for tipping, I would recommend. The norm is usually 15% to 18% in most of America. In New York, it tends to be more towards 20. During pandemic, give a little bit more than 20%, I would recommend. What's the most romantic place in New York? Great question. The most romantic place in New York. So music is Bushwick. Bushwick is the venues are smaller. It's just like really cool people. It's a bit younger as well. It's just like really down-to-earth vibe. I really love the music scene in Williamsburg, in Bushwick. Williamsburg is a close second. But Williamsburg's starting to get more and more expensive with live music. If it's an artist I really like, I'll see them anywhere. But if it's an artist I don't know, I'd rather go to the tiny little venues. The venues where I'm literally right next to them. It's really cool because you get to meet people, or you're next to a bunch of cool people, dressed in interesting ways. It's more loose. That's what I like about music. So romantic places in New York, in the summertime, it's plentiful. Almost anywhere in New York can be really romantic if you try hard enough. But by the waterfronts in Williamsburg, Dumbo is very romantic. The High Line at night on a summery spring day, very romantic. On a autumn day, one of the most romantic spots is walking by the leaves in Central Park, or going maybe to a rooftop restaurant and seeing beautiful views of New York City. Those are the most romantic places in New York, I think. Mostly waterfronts and parks. During a wintry day, I would say it's nice to get cozied up in the rooftop bar. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Great service.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming to support us in this cold weather.
Oh yes, thank you for braving the cold.
Yes. And also you think about, we had this into the street further out, and they had to knock it down. I saw that. Because city of transportation was like, we're not gonna let you build into the street, which is like kind of silly because it's like, who's really using this street really? But exactly. Yeah, but I think like these are gonna be permanent as of right now. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, and we have the partnership with Rizzoli, so it's like, what's the point of like getting rid of it? Yeah. Thank you so much. Please have a great rest of your day, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah,
Have a good day.
15% off Rizzoli's, okay?
50, oh, really?
Yeah, that's what
Interesting.
that card is.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you. Cool.
Do you want your card for 15% off Rizzoli's? There you go. Do you want more time to get started?
53. And for transparency, I gave a $15 tip, which is like 20%. Yeah. 50% off Rizzoli's, the bookstore. This is 50% off Rizzoli's. So the reason their outdoor space is so big, which that we're saying, is because Rizzoli lended them or leased them their outdoor space, which is really awesome. So you get, is it 15? 15% off Rizzoli. 15% off Rizzoli. So maybe we should get something. No. This is cool. 15. All right. Let's get ready. So the other thing is they actually have, they could put regular seats on the patio over here. Or I mean, not the closed street, which is now a closed pedestrian plaza, permanently. The thing is, the city did not give them permission to do more structure. So they can only have the tables and chairs out, which doesn't work for winter. All right, let's go to the bookstore. Eugene says around 20% to 30% generous. Yeah, thank you everyone who sponsored this meal. I appreciate you. You guys directly sponsored not just the meal, but also the tip, so I appreciate that. Let's go into Rizzoli's. I might be a little bit silent as we go into Rizzoli's, but I'll try to show you as much as possible. Let's go. This is a nice little card. I'm gonna keep this. Uh-oh. Actually, let me adjust my mic. Be right back. This is where we ate, La Pecora Bianca, right here. There we go, La Pecora Bianca, stands for white sheep. Let's go to Rizzoli. Alex, repeat your question. I'll try to answer it. Oh, wow. My favorite poetry book of all time. Yeah, ready to purchase? Yeah. Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, no worries. This way? All right, awesome. Thank you. Would you like a bag? Yes, that'll be great. Thank you. And I also have the little 15% off card. Oh, where'd they go? Yeah. Oh no, I dropped it. Thank you. Yeah, I dropped it somewhere. It's a huge card. It was sticking out from my jeans. I'm gonna try to find it because it's nice. I also want to keep it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a good day. I'm gonna find my card. The car was so big that it was sticking out my jeans, and I lost it. But she was so nice to trust me that I had it. So RIP. Nice little print card. I like collecting those print cards, but nonetheless, I got a 15% off. I have a cool book. Alex, I will answer your question. Be right there. Let me go to a corner and answer your question. Thank you so much for sending a super chat. Give me a second. All right. When can you, when you can, you have another super chat. Sorry, everyone. You know, due to the nature of these videos, I'm not always looking into the camera. And I can't do that, especially when I go into businesses. Or at least I prefer not to, personally, because I kind of wanted to go into the store and not bring too much attention to myself, so I can show you as much as the store as possible. You know, sometimes attention it ends up leading to a good thing, and people are curious about the video, but sometimes not. And I'd rather, you know, minimize that risk. I can show you the store as quietly and calmly as possible. So that's why I'm usually not always looking at the screen. I might miss super chats, so I apologize. I appreciate you guys sending in super chats. So, let me answer it. Alex says, what was the favorite burger spot? And have you tried Ignacio's Pizza under Brooklyn Bridge yet? I haven't tried Ignacio's yet. Maybe one day. A lot of people keep recommending it, including yourself, Alex. I hope you're still watching. Also, did you see an Andrea Bocelli concert? Never seen an Andrea Bocelli concert. My mom is a gigantic fan of Andrea Bocelli. And I actually gifted my mom, when I was younger, CDs of Andrea Bocelli. Christmas CDs of Andrea Bocelli. So I've never seen him in person, but I know he does a concert, I think almost every year. Maybe, of course not this year because indoor is closed, but he does a concert every single year, which is nice. So let us know if you guys tried Ignacio's. And my favorite burger spot in New York City is, it's a good question. I would say JG Mellon has been the one that blown me away the most. JG Mellon, absolutely mind-blowing burger. in Greenwich Village, and they have one a little bit further uptown. Some might think you're wearing a panty for the mask. Well, that's on them. That's on them. You know, I wear my style. I wear my style. If people think it's whatever, then that's their opinion. Yeah. You know, I'm not a very self-conscious person. I've been doing live video for 4 years, and I've learned that, you know, whatever people might think of you for wearing something or making a video or for whatever, you can't control that. People will think of you in the weirdest way, even if you're quote unquote being normal or quote unquote not bringing attention to yourself. People are still gonna think weird things about you. So you're gonna meet people who really don't like you. You're gonna meet people who really enjoy how you look or what you do or how you're being. So I would recommend, if you're coming to New York City, it's an opportunity when traveling to be yourself and come in with a clean slate. You're literally coming into a new city if you're not from New York already, and you don't know anyone. So you don't need to care about anyone's opinion at all. Anyone who works around here, you don't need to care about their opinion. Of course, to respect the local kind of customs, right? This might not be acceptable maybe in some countries because of the imagery. I'm not entirely sure what countries, but there might be other types of patterns that might not be acceptable. Maybe like wearing a white mask or maybe wearing a black one might be not acceptable because there's a bunch of other countries that have different customs. Of course, respect the customs. And of course, you don't want to stick out. You don't want to wear a short sleeve shirt in the middle of a mosque. Like, be respectful. But beyond that, do what you want. Travel is an opportunity to be yourself. And remember, everyone else ultimately is a stranger. And who cares what they think? And the people who come up to you and really like who you are for who you are, those are going to make the best friends that you'll have. I hope that answers your question. I know every country is different. I know some countries, I know in East Asia, great question, Kurihara. I don't mean to pick on you. I do understand your question. I know that you say it with good intentions. I know in East Asia it's a little bit of a different culture, so bringing attention to yourself is looked down upon. Here in the US, not so much. Not so much. Actually, bringing attention to yourself with fashion in New York is actually seen as a good thing in many parts, especially in Manhattan. So keep that in mind, especially when you travel to this part of the world. It's a little bit different from, say, Eastern Europe or certain parts of East Asia that are a little bit more you kind of want to blend into the crowd. Sorry, I'm a little bit drunk. Oh, no worries, Kurihara. No worries at all. All right, so I missed the super chat. If anyone can let me know what the super chat was. The book I bought was by 99% Invisible, which is one of my favorite podcasts. It's a podcast I use a lot for my own research. And that podcast has taught me about water towers, it's taught me about manhole covers, it's taught me about urban design. And I decided to give them my support and buy the book. And also, Rizzoli is a great publisher, and they make beautiful books. So, great bag for myself. A great gift for myself. Someone said I'm more diplomatic than let's see, who's this? Maggie says I'm more diplomatic. I mean, that I am more diplomatic than yourself, Maggie. Yeah. But the thing is, people do come from different cultures and there are different lifestyles. Traveling in a way is a way of new thinking. It's a way of seeing the world quite differently. So here's Cha Cha Matcha. If you're a fan of matcha, it's a pretty good place. Oh my God, Lisa has a great quote. Oh my God, I gotta feature this one. Lisa says, when someone is pointing their finger at you, remember, they have 4 more fingers pointing back at themselves. Oh, Lisa, wow. I love that quote. That is amazing. Where was that quote from? That was a good one. Luciano says, don't worry about the haters. Oh, no one was hating, by the way. I was just answering a question to a little bit of cultural confusion. It happens. The thing is, in some cultures, wearing a man wearing a floral pattern is seen, in some cultures, is seen as making a statement, a specific statement. I'm not really making any statement. I just like my floral patterns. No statement is really being made. But that's why there's sometimes that misinterpretation, depending where you're watching from. So here's one of the many hotels. As I mentioned, this is a pretty hotel area. Lots of hotels around here. Lisa, is that your own quote? Oh my God. Wow, Lisa. Can you pay by QR code on the phone? Not in Piccola Bianca, not in that restaurant, but there's a few other restaurants that, yes, you can now pay via QR code on the phone, yeah. I've been to many of them. Ruby's and Nolita was one example. So if I missed the super chat, if anyone could repeat it, please do. Look at Hawaii, men wear floral shirts. Yeah, it's very commonplace in Hawaii. It's actually seen as I think it's seen more even as a masculine thing in Hawaii. I think also for the Maori in New Zealand. Okay, so a lot of people are saying that the quote is older. Oh, thank you. Stephanie, I did not miss any super chats. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you, Stephanie, for being such a great mod along with the other great mods. Badnan, 4K Wanderer, K, there's a few others. All right, I'll show you my other favorite coffee shop. I'll point it out. Are you close by John Wick's Continental Hotel? Great question, Alex. The Continental is much farther down. That is in Lower Manhattan. That is in the financial district. And you know what? I'm going to do a video there soon, so I will be pointing it out, that John Wick location. But check out my friend Patrick Willems on YouTube. He did a great video on all the locations in New York from the John Wick movies. Jessica says, I work in Trader Joe's and the managers wear shirts that are floral. Oh yeah. You know what, when I go to Trader Joe's, I put on my other type of shirt, which is either a pattern or have a few kind of plaid shirts. Because when I go with floral shirts to Trader Joe's, which is the supermarket here in the US, I always get confused as a manager. People stop me to ask questions. Here's Stumptown, one of my favorite coffee shops. Highly recommend them. Here's their prices. You like Chelsea in London? Oh yeah. I mean, I did a video in Chelsea in London. a few years ago, Mr. Bot. I did 1 month in London back in 2018, January, and absolutely fell in love with that city. Can't wait to go back. There's 2 historic churches here, Marble Collegiate College, and there's the little chapel, the little church, which is an actor's church. How do I do my weekly grocery shopping? I use online delivery options called Fresh Direct. If you're in New York, it's a really good option. Ariel, you do you and stand tall and hold your head up high. Oh yeah, Lisa, thank you for the... Definitely will, you as well. Why is it called Chelsea? So when I originally titled the video, I thought we were gonna go explore Chelsea, but I got caught up in NoMad, so we're just doing NoMad. We didn't go to Chelsea, which is... So now we're reaching basically the end of NoMad. There's a few other restaurants here and there, but K-Town is right next door, 32nd Street. And let me cross the street over here after these guys finish. What's the most shocking thing you've ever come across in New York City? Oh, that is a good question. I gotta think about that. Are these guys just parked? Oh, they're just parked. This guy's parked. This is double parking to the extreme, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Uh-oh. Guys, we have reached the dreaded slush. Luckily, I'm tall and can take a gigantic step for mankind. I'm based, yes, New York City. Someone asked what's the most shocking thing I saw? Well, I think we just passed by it. Literally double parking in the middle of the street. That is pretty shocking, to be honest. What is Koreatown? So Koreatown is a stretch of about 2 blocks here. I've done the tour of it before. And it is a cool place. It's wonderful. I really enjoy it. It's nice to get some food. Korean barbecue is really good. Marcel says, keep going, Ariel. You're doing good. Oh, I'm glad you think so. Do you guys want to finish off by going back to the hotel? Finish off in a very kind of circular way. As I mentioned, I know a lot of other streamers tend to walk straight, but I like sometimes going in circles because it's nice to zigzag. So let me know if you want to end at the hotel. This has been NoMad. Most of the streets almost all look the same. It's only a stretch between 34th and 23rd, basically. Or a little bit less, 25th. Will you do a food tour of Harlem? Oh yeah, you know, I've been wanting to do that. Harlem has less and less places now that are kind of authentically Harlem. But yeah, maybe in the near future. Oh. Tight sidewalk. Cynthia, thank you so much for watching. I hate leaving the walk. No worries, Cynthia. I'm about to be done anyway. So thank you. You basically watched the entire thing. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll just show you how to. I'll show you that. How to get back to the hotel. And I'll show you one more last view of my room. before I head out back from where I came from. Have you talked about the responsibility to shovel the snow? Yes, but I haven't talked about it, but if you're curious about it, businesses are obliged to shovel their own sidewalk. Houses as well. Homes, businesses, hotels, offices are obliged to walk their own sidewalk. Jessica says, back to reality. Indeed. It's not so bad, luckily, for me at least. Uh-oh, I'm running out of battery, ladies and gentlemen. I'm running out of battery. Okay, it's cold, so the battery ran out very quickly. I got one more block. Will I make it for the battery to survive? Put on your bets right now. Long steps, yeah. Oh yeah. I want to get there, but not that badly. Taking my sweet, sweet time. Adam says, please run. No running, Adam, but there'll be some thrifty walking. Oh, I had to cross the street. Uh-oh.
I think this week I'll let.
Okay, I really want to gonna end at the hotel room. So let me put my battery pack. Do you guys want battery pack on so you can get to see going all the way back to the hotel room? We're 1 block away. Sarah, no. Today, I'm taking a nice long break. I'm going back tomorrow on at 1 p.m. for the normally scheduled broadcast. All right. Gotta put on this. Time is Time's a ticking, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to remove the microphone. Bella says you deserve a break. Oh, thank you, Bella. Why do you think so? All right, so double parking once again. Hook it up. Oh yeah, all right. Got the battery. It's windy, yeah, because I gotta put on my battery pack. Bear with me 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen. Battery attached. All set. Oh my god. I got a tangled up wire situation. There we go. Look at the garbage. Yeah, oh, that's the state of New York. It's been like that for the past 200 years. We don't have alleyways. Lots of trash, yeah. It's not because we're dirty. This is because we don't have alleyways. All right, back to the hotel room. One last view of the New York City skyline. I'm gonna enjoy it. I really appreciate people tuning in from all around the world. It's awesome. It's a pleasure to bring you guys around. Here is the NoMad Hotel. Right there, NoMad. They have a nice patio in the front. The Wilson, where I had dinner last night. And are you eating at the hotel? No, not tonight. The hotel opens at 4 p.m. No, I'm not. I'm gonna go home and eat. This is the Inside NoMad. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Yeah, Inside NoMad, not to be confused with the NoMad, or there's another NoMad hotel as well. There we go. Can we see bye to your hostess? Oh, I think she might be busy with work, but I hope you enjoyed Alexandra. She was so kind to show us around. Is it owned by Melia? Yes, it is. All right, so there might be bad service in the elevator, but stay tuned. The hotel should offer promo codes to Urbanists. You can reach out to Alexandra directly. Nothing formalized, but hi, how's it going? Oh, uh-oh. My card is not working. All right, my card is not working, and I think it might be because they're letting me stay until the afternoon, but checkout is officially at 11, and I think that's why, so I have to go back downstairs. But I'll leave you with these views. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Oh, sorry about that. I overstayed. Yeah, I overstayed, but I spoke with Alexandra, and she was cool with me staying for a little bit longer. So give a big round of thanks to Inside NoMad. Thank you so much for letting me stay. Alexandra for being such a great host and showing me all around. And the beautiful stay, highly recommend checking out this hotel if it fits your price range. They have from queen size beds to king to a terrace and a huge suite. So everyone, thank you so much for watching. Keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. Oh, wow, look at that. Have a great day, everyone.